Good evening, everyone. I will give y'all a chance to pop on in. Good evening, everyone. I will give y'all a chance to pop on in. Hope everybody is doing well. Another beautiful Friday night. A little bit overcast here in Las Vegas, but hopefully where you are, everything is well. I know Ranger was having quite a bit of rain the other day. I hope that that's behind you. You'll see that I am currently sitting at the St. Louis, a Tier 3 American cruiser that's just bristling with guns. Most of them are arranged on the sides. It's a World War I era, early World War I era ship, prior to the idea of super firing turrets. She is set up for us. I did the previous two ships, so let's get her some markings, huh? What do we got for signals? We've got every signal you can imagine. So let's pump up her economics. Let's eliminate the chance of a magazine detonation. Strengthen her for collisions. Increase her speed and her secondary battery. We'll make her fire extinguishing and flooding recovery go down. She doesn't have many consumables, so I'm not worried about reload time. We can up her chance of causing a fire. And there we have King. Good evening. I hope things are nice there in jolly old England. Hope you're having some warm days still. Not too hot. I don't want you to be overheated, but I hope that you're enjoying some warm weather. Currently have a Tier 3 American cruiser. And because it's only Tier 3, I'm going to use the co-op battle, because there's not a lot of people who play at the lower tiers. But I wanted to run through some lower tier cruisers and show off their early aspects in the game. That's good to hear, King. I wanted to show off their early aspects because the lower tier vessels are almost universally turn of the century World War I style ships. So really the last of the ships that were still basically the pre-runner of the modern warship. just post-steam age. Some of them, in fact, used oil steam boilers instead of burning turbines, which World War II really introduced the era of the turbine. So these guys are actually still using, I want to say it's called a vertical compression engine, where the steam is generated into a tall engine, which then, of course, has big piston that moves up and down to propel the ship.
Battle starts.
One of the nice things about being on the co-op battles, I can guarantee that the entire enemy team is just going to make a beeline for the cap circle. So I can afford to not do everything in coordination with my teammates, knowing that I'm going to have some leeway. A destroyer going towards the center, the one closest to me. He's the triangle-shaped ship. He should spot enemy ships first. He's got to get around that arrowhead-shaped island. That's right in there. That's a cruiser that's well outside of my range. There we go with a couple of ships spotted. They're out of range, but not for long. And that's the destroyer that I expected to see over here.
Enemy battleship sighted. Don't fire at your allies.
Well, my allies shouldn't get that close to my target.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected. Don't fire at your allies.
Let's see if I can do some armor-piercing damage to these guys. Let's get maximum number of guns on him.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
I'm trying to change that.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Enemy battleship detected.
Patrick, welcome aboard. What? You're not dead yet? Holy cow, you are one tenacious little son of a gun, huh? Never discount the ability of friendly team to draw fire. Of course, once they've drawn fire to the point that they're dead, not quite as useful. I need a clear shot at that cruiser. Need to thin them out. Take out the ships you can first.
Enemy cruiser foundered. Our team depends upon you.
Well, could be worse. We could be depending on one of the bots. I have to find that enemy ship before he caps our base. Would be best if this guy was burning in more than one spot. That's the guy I need to target. Come on.
Battleship destroyed.
I asked you to keep burning. Wish I had torpedoes. Okay, his armor's too thick for my armor-piercing rounds. Come on. Burn, baby. Now let's see if the computer is actually going to cheat to win this time. Earlier I was playing around, and my team, my AI bots, were cheating to lose. They intentionally kept their guns aimed away from the last enemy ship so that when they spotted them, they couldn't fire on them. And they were busy capturing our base. So.
Battle ends in 5 minutes. Enemy battleship foundered.
Now I just gotta find that last battleship. I like that they sink in a semi-realistic manner, too. Other than the fact that that one clearly wouldn't go much deeper than it is, because it's on a beach. Now I only have two things that I need to do to beat the last battleship. Either get in his cap zone before he gets in ours, or outgun him. But I have to do one of the two because we're behind on points. The irony of this fight is I expected him to continue shooting at me. And he seems to have sailed away. His detection range is larger than mine, because he is I have no idea what kind of battleship that is. French, I guess? I saw an interesting history video the other day. It was about the French pre-dreadnoughts, which, you know, big warships before battleships actually came into vogue were dreadnoughts. And the subtitle of the video was, "When Hotels Go to War." And good lord, those ships were just incredibly top-heavy. It really, from a distance, it could look like a hotel. Let's find out if I'm going to win by capping. Hopefully it doesn't take more than a minute and a half to cap out, because I have no idea where that battleship is. Three minutes to cap. He wins. The AI should not be able to win by running. Unless he's already almost dead, I'm not going to have a chance, and I don't think I got him down very far. Unless he's right here as I come around the corner. Nope. Just farm some damage. Groucho, evening. Glad you could make it. 124,000 damage and we lost. Incredible. But as you can see, the St. Louis, or St. Louis, I'm not sure how to properly pronounce it because I've been told both. And yes, I know the city in America is St. Louis, although it's supposed to be St. Louis. I had friends from St. Louis. One of them called it St. Louis, the other called it St. Louis. So again, I'm at a loss. She's very slow. Very, very, very slow ship. However, large number of guns. If you're in the right place at the right time, you can do massive damage. And that's what we just did. We did a lot of damage in 15 minutes. Now we're going to do the same battle, only without any bonus flags. I can almost guarantee you I'll do lower damage this time and hopefully perform better. So I won't get any of the bonus stuff. But this is a test server. None of this counts for anything. When I put in my battle reports at the end of the week, they'll give me some bonuses over on my account. Potentially some early access ships, which we're supposed to be studying Dutch cruisers right now. Well, unfortunately, the way it tallies points is a battleship is worth 100 points. So when you sink a battleship, you gain 100 points, and the other team loses 100 points. Because there was a battleship left on his team, that meant all of ours were already gone.
Action stations.
We had a point difference of right around 100 that I could not overcome. Anybody alive on my team? Nope. Now, one of the things you're going to see the AI do, you see the way the smoke is billowing and puffing? That destroyer and that destroyer both have an engine booster, and they both activated them already. No need to, but they did anyway. As soon as an enemy ship is spotted, if they have smoke screens, they'll pop their smoke screens, but they won't slow down and stay in them. They'll just leave a trail of smoke. I've been spotted, which means a destroyer is within spotting distance of me. Not hard to believe, considering that my detection distance is actually further than my guns can reach. I bet that enemy destroyer's right in this area. Yep. Now see, he did not slow down.
Enemy destroyer detected.
To take advantage of his own smoke. Until he ran aground.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy destroyer detected.
about there.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship sighted.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Let's keep the island between him and me, and he might not shoot directly at me.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Somebody just died. Who's spotting me? Can't be that Japanese battleship because he's big. You see, he can't see me at all. So I can change course and get more guns on target.
Our team has taken the lead. Enemy cruiser foundered.
He has to come out from behind that island for me to have a shot at him. Ooh! What round do the Rangers pick? Are they a first round this year, or are they further down the road? That's got to be a Kawachi. Yep. are you hiding? Because we have these capture points, we actually have points being generated besides kills, and we've outkilled them. See if I can scoot out. And get a few shots on him. Before we win. This is a slow tub, though. I would like the Rangers to get some decent players this year. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, we can always use a good winger.
Our victory is in sight.
See that? A third the damage. And we're winning massively. Imagine what the score would have been for a win with 124,000 damage. Oh, this guy is just in a world of hurt. Game will probably end before I get him in sight, because we're taking on 9 points every 10 seconds. And that Tenryu is a lot faster than I am. And a lot closer. And if I'm not mistaken, the Tenryu might even have torpedoes. Which at close range are ship killers. He got stuck on the island. If the Tenryu has no torpedoes, the St. Louis could kill him and the other St. Louis. Generally speaking, a AI ship only shoots one enemy at a time, though. Sure. That's when I get the big win. That's okay. Now, you see the way that you research the next tier ship. This ship leads to the first of our battleships. So, Tier 3, South Carolina. But it also leads to the Phoenix. And what these ships start with... Can I skip research? I sure can. Because the previous ship had so much free experience, I could do the research for those things. Now you see the Phoenix has torpedoes. Her torpedo range is 5.5 kilometers. Her detectability range is 13 kilometers by sea. Notice this says from submarines. Submarines are a thing. So you're not going to stealth launch these torpedoes. But your main battery is where it's all at for a cruiser anyway. And 180-degree turn time is 18 seconds. And you're reloading in 7 seconds. You want to make sure that your battery stays firing. You could go with the auxiliary armaments upgrade to get better survivability of your AA mounts, but you've only got a 10 AA rating, and you have no secondary guns in this. So take your main battery modification, keep your engine room in order. Incoming fire alert means nothing to me. Maintain maneuverability when your engine or your rudder is damaged. Now I can get a little bit more reload time on my torpedoes. The torpedo reload time is 66 seconds. 10% is going to make it 60 seconds. That's not a big enough difference for me. But getting an extra 10% on my hydroacoustic search, that's worthwhile. And then I get an extra charge of it with that one. Their recommended skills aren't always the best for you. Let's not forget to upgrade our battleship. Obviously, the South Carolina did not carry any torpedoes. But she is a classic World War I and interwar period battleship. So we want to keep her floating as long as possible. I'm going to reduce the risk of incapacitation. I'm going to know when people are shooting at me. And I'm going to get better stats as I lose hit points. South Carolina, absolutely a behemoth of a battleship. Nowhere near as big as the Mighty Mo and her sister ships, the New Jersey. But look at this thing. It's just massive. This one right here increases the amount of hit points recovered when you use your damage repair. And we're going to make the reload time on our consumables take less time. We're going to make our firefighting and flooding faster. And we're going to make sure nobody can magazine shot us. Hey, Tia Tia. And for a little bit of history, not World War II history, but relatively modern history, on this date in 2017, the USS Gerald R. Ford was commissioned as a U.S. Navy nuclear aircraft carrier, presided over by Then President Donald J. Trump. The observation decks are absolutely hilarious on this thing. This was before they had the sophisticated rangefinders. And literally, they just had guys up in these crow's nest areas with binoculars,
Action stations.
taking their best guess at the range based on, the markings in their binoculars, and hoping for the best. They would guess at the speed of the enemy ship based on the smoke coming out of their stacks and the wake if they could see it. And binoculars would have a marking in them that told the user the approximate distance
Enemy destroyer detected.
based on what they thought the height of the enemy vessel was.
Enemy cruiser detected.
If you look at the gradations on my shooting scope, the spotting binoculars would have that same gradation going up, and it's marked in mils. There goes one of our cruisers.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Enemy heavily damaged.
Those markings are in mils, and if you know the height of your enemy, you can use the markings to tell you the distance through a mathematical formula that is not quite intuitive.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
He's taking lots of damage, so he's our target. Not quite enough to do it in this round. Let's get ready for a good broadside. This should do him up.
The ship is on fire!
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Our team has taken the lead.
You'll notice I'm not putting the fire out right away. It's a single fire, and the enemy team still has torpedoes that they can use on me. I don't want to put out a fire and then get hit and be flooding, which is far more dangerous.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Boy, did he make a mistake.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser. Enemy destroyer blown up.
Maneuver is the name of the game. Even a battleship can outmaneuver faster ships if given enough intelligence to act on. Wyoming is essentially an upgraded version of the South Carolina. You'll notice that the hull design is essentially the same. The propulsion, yeah, that's quite a bit of an upgrade. And again, I'm not taking all their recommendations because I feel like I know better. I'll tell you, I really enjoy World of Warships. Lately, I like it more than World of Tanks. Of course, World of Tanks. They altered the way high explosive shells work, and essentially made artillery almost useless. Experienced players who are top dog players are going to have massive advantages, and lesser players in equal or lesser tanks are going to suffer for it. Not a fan. And of course, the test server gives you the opportunity to play any ship that you haven't had the chance to play yet. So if we want to, we can take free experience and research the ships all the way up and play tier 10 battleships. I don't think that there's subs in this test, but the Dutch warships are being introduced at some point during the cycle, either this cycle or next of the public test server. Oh, it's getting even worse over there. The new HE rules really turn the Unicom players into gods. They'll have bonuses to damage with HE on medium and light tanks.
Battle starts.
And artillery has to get almost a direct hit to do anything, and really only does damage if they really only does damage if they pen, which, in the old days you got stun and you always got some amount of damage so long as you hit the enemy tank. Now you can get a direct hit, and because of penetration rules, do 0 damage and no stun. The Dutch ships do sound cool. They're kind of jack of all trades designed cruisers. Missed.
Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy battleship sighted.
Don't fire at your allies. Can we get an announcement? Allies, don't be jackasses. Because I would really like it if my allies stopped being jackasses. Looks like I'm going to get a nice shot at a broadside with him because his engine's still out.
Confirmed penetration.
I do not want to give that other battleship a broadside.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
And I gave him a broadside anyway. Son of a bitch is gonna ram me.
Critical engine damage. Problem solved, sir.
Enemy battleship destroyed. Torpedoes, direct front.
Oh, you're the worse off of the two. what a maneuver. Thank God for battleship accuracy, or else I would have hit my own ship there.
Destroyed an enemy battleship.
Hey, Beezer! Welcome aboard. That's a Gunnery Chief First Class Asshole. That's a great thing about PBS. They put everything that they broadcast on their website, usually for free. Just wait for that mountain sign to disappear. Sailing broadside onto a battleship? That's a paddling. And his guns are facing the other way, because he thinks he's going to take on 3 battleships over there. I'm not going to get another shot on this side of the island. So he has to survive. For me to shoot at him. And I really don't think he's going to survive that run. Denise! I'm good, how are you? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. My AA gun's range is only 4 kilometers, so don't start shooting now. So how was that plan for you, dumbass? Alright. Wait for the marker to disappear.
Battleship foundered.
What you just saw me do there, where the green half circle popped up, is I increased the firepower on that side of the ship for the anti-aircraft guns. Oh, and look who's been spotted in open water. Theoretically, he's faster than I am. Especially if my friendly battleship is going to stop me. Thanks, AI buddy.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
So like I was saying, theoretically he is faster than me. I'm sorry you can't stay, but I hope you're having a great night, Denise. But his big drawback right now is that he can't outrun my guns. And we have a carrier who's capable of spotting him as well. I'm hoping that I don't have to change the arc of my center and rear guns to... Ah, dang it. Well, I can still cut him off, I bet. Yeah.
Victory is in sight.
Always steer into torpedo planes. There's Gunnery Chief Asshole at it again. I will likely do more damage with the HE.
destroyed.
And that's the difference between being a player and a bot. $140,000 experience, and it got, or damage, and I got bonuses for having all my flags up. We're starting to move into the next phase of battleships. But we have to backtrack because the Phoenix cruiser has not yet been used. Where are you at? Where are you at? Back here. There you are. Phoenix. In this game, it is the lowest tier American cruiser that carries torpedoes. She doesn't need that. Let's give her all the benefits we can. Good night, King. Take care, Patrick. I hope you'll both have a good night. I'm going to open up another frosty beverage while I'm waiting for the game to start. Need to get these lines up into the range where I can actually compete against other players. Low-tier ships don't really compete, but mid-tier ships do have a place. And I hate this battle mode. And as the only human, I'm going to have a hard time because of this battle mode. Our team ships won't turn to stay in a cap zone. They'll just plow right through. Because the AI wants to close with the enemy.
General quarters.
It did say there were 0 submarines waiting for combat. That tells me subs may in fact be in this test. And if they are, I didn't get the advanced warning on that one. Once half the ship is in the cap zone, we start capping, but enemy ships must have been in here at the same time. We've made it into cap zone 2, ahead of enemy ships. I've been spotted by that destroyer.
Enemy aircraft carrier sighted. Enemy battleship sighted.
Hopefully this island is going to keep me from receiving too much enemy fire. Come on, hit him. You gotta be shitting me.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer. Don't fire at your allies.
Don't ally near my target.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Incoming fire.
Sir.
We are ahead on hard work and perseverance. Oh, that's a good spot, yeah.
Enemy severely damaged.
Let's see how his armor is against my AP. Looks like his armor's pretty good against my AP. Nothing got over. Okay. Eight kilometers to that battleship. A lot less to that one. That hurt. A lot.
taken the lead. Battleship foundered.
Let's capture this zone. Then go after the carrier.
Our victory is in sight.
See what I'm doing here? So I'm getting sideways onto him. So he'll miss. Any hits? One. And although that said I started a fire, I did not. I started it and he put it out immediately because he has an automatic damage control team. Remember, always steer towards enemy torpedo bombers. I missed your redacted message, Beezer. I'm sorry. Kind of started paying too much attention. Let me see. There's submarines. And look at that. I have no idea how these work. I'm told that they are completely different from the last test. Drive capacity modification, drive depletion when detected by the enemy minus 10%. So I can... The batteries last longer when the enemy knows I'm there. Which is probably when I need them to the most. And he has 19 points to spend. Okay, sonar cooldown, torpedo tube recovery. What's this? Dive capacity depletes more slowly if detected. Yes. Faster underwater. Sonar works faster. Let's see what this does for us. I love that you can still fly pennants. Bet you can camouflage, yep. This is a new experience for me. I played the first iteration of submarines, and last year we had submarines in the Halloween game, not 2020, 2019. My understanding is these work nothing like they did then. It's going to be interesting. I'm glad that I chose a co-op. Alright. F is send, C is dive. Sonar pings highlight sectors of enemy ships. Hitting a highlighted sector for a second time improves torpedo maneuverability. Shows the position of ships beyond the spotting range when underwater. Okay, that's useful. When a consumable is active, dive capacity does not deplete. That's very useful.
General quarters.
I see that the deck gun is pretty close to worthless. I know that subs, when they're submerged, cannot capture a point. I do not know if we can capture when on the surface. You see that lightning bolt? That's how long I can submerge for. The timer will stop when I hit the Y consumable and resume once I think it says 30 seconds? No, 32 seconds. So for 32 seconds I can stop the timer while underwater. I do not know if surfacing will bring the timer back up. In the first iteration, when the... yeah. Yeah, Groucho. In the first iteration, when you dove, your timer depleted, and when you came back up, your timer started... Now, I want to...
Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes astern.
Very slowly, the submarine comes back to the surface.
Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes to starboard.
Let's get back up here for a second, slow my ass down, and now go down, searching for him. He's down here. There he is.
Attention! Maximum depth reached.
He's doing the same thing I am.
Our team has taken the lead.
I should have ass torpedoes.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard.
Come on.
We're hull below the waterline. We're flooding quickly. Problem solved, sir.
Yes, I'm aware. And we just lost our contact.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard. Attention! Maximum depth reached.
Okay, get my butt back up. Naturally, my ass torpedo is still reloading when I need it most.
Our victory is in sight.
Can't really go without torpedoes, can I? I know where he
Problem
was.
solved, sir.
Our victory is in sight.
How am I seen and he's not? There he is.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
I need out of here fast. Wish I had an engine booster. Alright, ass torpedo, load up.
Torpedoes astern.
Yeah, Submariners definitely have a special need to feel the air. Let's put it that way. All right, so this gets a special reward for earning experience in the U-boats. That's nice. And I didn't do too bad, did I? All right. It's not a Dutch warship, but hey, now we get to find out how the American one acts. I'm not going to bother to flag it up except for the finance flags. Let's take that sonar mod. That looks like a good pick every time. I can further increase the velocity of the sonar ping, which will make it more accurate. I can keep maneuvering even when the engine is damaged. No, I can't. That's... I want to be more maneuverable always. So now it's a tough one. I can get more dive time, or I can get better sonar accuracy. That's a consumable? Wow. Well, yeah, the hatches are fairly small, especially on the older ships like the Intrepid. My understanding, and this is, secondhand at best, the hatches on a modern carrier are a little bit bigger. Hey, Hawk. Welcome aboard. You know what? I'm going to take the sonar ping. I can downgrade it to the other one if I need to. Rudder shift time and diving plane time. That's interesting. It's recommending preventive maintenance, so we'll take that. These last longer. I like that. Sonar cooldown time. Dive time. Let's go faster underwater first. Now I need better sonar. I have 6 points left. I can go ahead and take the reload time or the dive capacity depletion. And then I can take something in row 2 here. When detected, you'd be more... Alright, so let's, when detected by the enemy, with each % of hit points lost, well, have to lose 5% to get 1% advantage. I gotta take the dive time, and I'm gonna take that maneuverability. Alright, gentlemen. I am going to take a quick break, and we will return to see how the American sub handles in 3 to 5 minutes. I am back. Hope that everybody got a chance to refill your drinks and grab a new snack. Clinton, good seeing you, sir. Welcome aboard. Alright, let's find out what this tub can do. Alright, we've got 3 American subs, all manned by humans. Alright, so the American sub has a full minute less of dive time.
General quarters.
It doesn't accelerate as fast as the German one. Maximum speed seems a little bit slower. Let's check out how quickly the recovery from diving is. Takes about 10 seconds to recover from a dive. Looks like the recovery of dive time is a little bit faster in the American sub. I definitely don't want to get spotted by aircraft. I suspect, although the Ranger doesn't have the British dive bombers, these things are going to be, when on the surface, easy prey for dive boomers. Rocket attack planes probably too. Don't come over me, don't come over me. Let's go hunt ourselves a battleship. Definitely a maneuverable little cuss.
Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Oh, he's gonna hit me hard.
Critical engine damage. Problem solved, sir.
Enemy submarine destroyed.
Where's another one of our subs? The sinking animation for that sub is pretty frickin' cool. By the way, all this underwater landscape kind of had to be invented for the game, now that they put subs in.
Our team has taken the lead.
All they previously needed to know was how deep they thought the water should be considered. I think those, yep, those are depth charges. Enemy ships have to try and guess the depth of an enemy sub. In order to fire depth charges at him. The white bar underneath the health bar on the sub is its dive time. This poor SOB in the battleship is dealing with two subs, a cruiser, and a battleship. Pretty impressive changes they made here. I don't see the ships that have already sunk down here, though. That would have been cool.
Our victory is in sight.
Hey, Electric. That's good news. Yeah, I'm having a good evening myself, so I'm glad to hear you are. Now comes the slow part. Well, that tells me I don't need to watch the rest of that battle. It's either going to win over time by cap, or they're going to eventually track down the enemy carrier. That tells me destroyers have depth charges now. Where's my subs so I can see what tier they are? Subs disappear when you choose destroyers? That doesn't make sense. Oh, there it is. Tier 6. So I need a tier 5 or 6 destroyer. I have a Farragut. Depth charges. Maximum damage 3600. Number of charges 1. Bombs in a charge 6. Reload time 40 seconds. Where's my depth charge launcher? They're right there. But that looks like it's depth charges too. So, okay, I get it. These launch this way. These launch this way. So if we think we're above a target, drop them. Alright, let's give this guy some skills. Lack of incapacitation, still maneuverable. Uh, 350 times 6 is 1800. Kind of worth it. Gotta take damage for that to come into play. I never mind having more charges. That's interesting. That's a new one. I like that. make it harder to spot me. I'm already a 7.6 kilometer detection for ships. It'll drop detectability range to below 7 kilometers. What are we getting here? That's not important. Main battery reload time, if you're detected. What's my reload time already? 4 seconds. Minus 10% would be 3.5 seconds. 3.6 seconds. I don't think that that's the skill to buy. Especially when it's recommending these skills. So let's take these two and this one. And we can get an extra 30% on flooding and faster traverse speed. Or we can get I have no idea what that IDS params modifier decal fan. I think that they put a let's get our consumables to last longer. I think they put a file name in there instead of what they intended to. Normally they put a descriptor in there. Let's increase the so let's go see if we can find ourselves a submarine. I have 3 humans and subs. And a human cruiser. No, that's a Megami? Wow. We have like a human-centered team here.
Let's give them a hard time.
Where is our German sub? After detecting a submerged, use the depth charge and depth charge airstrike armament. Okay. Detecting submarines cause their dive capacity to deplete more rapidly. So arrest the capture here. That's got to be the German sub. Yep, U-190 way over there. Don't go out, don't go out, don't go out. I've been spotted by what?
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser sighted.
We sunk an enemy destroyer.
Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set.
Let's get this guy. Who is he? That's the Megami.
Enemy submarine spotted.
Now then, let's go capture us some points. My primary job is not to fight cruisers. Get my ass behind this island. Is he gonna ram that battleship? What an idiot. There's my first target.
Engine boost activated.
Let's see if I can depth charge this son of a bee. I need you to spot him.
Our victory is in sight.
Enemy submarine destroyed.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Problem solved, sir.
We do have a missing enemy sub in the area, but he's all the way on the other side. Have an enemy battleship around the big island. I would prefer not to get slammed by his main battery guns.
Engine boost deactivated.
There's always room for a cold beer on a evening after hard work. Or even after hard play. One enemy sub and one battleship are all that remain. I am far enough out that I should be able to spot the battleship as I come around the corner here and not be spotted in return. And because I'm not currently capturing this ring, he's still sitting in it. Right about there. Whoops.
Smoke generator started. All stations capture the base. Proceed to the base.
Alright, depth charges. That was a go. That worked really well. I actually scored better than the other humans. Good, good, good. Damage caused to ship. All of it from depth charges. No flooding damage. Good. That was good. I like that. Now the question is, do cruisers have depth charges? They do. They've added depth charges to the cruisers. This is a Russian cruiser. It's horribly undergunned. I don't see the depth charge launchers. So I don't know if they're fore or aft. It might be using a hedgehog-like launcher, which would possibly be this right here? Or is it just this aft? Yeah, it's probably just this aft ramp. And the British... Let's, drop the submarines. That wasn't a cruiser, it was... it was just a big destroyer. Okay, now we're on... Japanese cruisers definitely do not have depth charges at tier 6 or 8. Nor do Americans. The Russians do. So let's find the Russian depth charge launchers. This time, there they are. So they launch over the sides and off the rear, just like the Farragut. Ooh, the Nuremberg also is armed with depth charges. Looks like these are cradle launched from the sides of the stern. And nothing forward. So fewer charges. Yeah. Okay. And the British are using a cage-style launcher here. I'm not seeing any secondary launchers. The French do not have depth charges. The Italians do. It looks like the Italians are using the mortar-style launchers. A single pair on the rear deck. None on the Chinese. Now that's tier 1, so it wouldn't have it. So why didn't the American have depth charges? That's absolutely bizarre. I would have expected them to be there. I mean, well, they are on the destroyers. But the Russian Tier 6 cruiser, Budyunny, gotta refresh my chat because it seems to have frozen a little bit. There we go. Let's see how the Budyunny does as a sub-hunter. First, we're going to want to give her correct equipment. Now, she has secondary batteries. She has 3 double 100mm guns. I would not use a secondary battery armament for that. So we're going to give our main battery mod. We'll give the engine room protection. We're going to take hydro. Aiming modifications will make main battery more accurate. Torpedo tubes traverse faster. And even secondary guns are more accurate. That I will take. Depth charge mod 1 adds 2 depth charges. I think that's a no-brainer if I'm going to go hunting subs. Now let's see what we can do with our captain here. Yes. 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 We can be less detectable by 10%. That would be 1.3 kilometers. What's my torpedo range? 4 kilometers. They're close in only. Main battery range is 16 kilometers. That would give me an extra kilometer of... Actually, it would be 12... It would be 11.8 kilometers. That gives me 5 kilometers of maneuver room. I think I will take that one. When your ship is not... Improves your ship's characteristics by the number of allies within firing range of your ship's main battery doesn't exceed the number of visible enemy. That is so situational. And this... AA Defense and Anti-Submarine Weapon Expert. Airstrike, depth charge damage, 10%. Depth charge damage. Okay, that is definitely for a sub-hunter. .52 when this is 149, so I'm going to be more detectable when I fire if I use this, but they're going to do more damage by 10%. HE shell damage is going to get 220 more, so it would be 2420. AP shell damage will get 330 more, so 3600. I think I'm going to take that. Then with 2 left, I'm going to take my old standby there. Because I'm not using the priority or the anti-aircraft mounts as their primary, this is not the one I would take. However, if I redesignate one of these, I'll pull this one out and take that one. But I have definitely just turned this cruiser into a sub-hunter. Beezer! Enjoy the beer. See, I can turn this into an anti-aircraft cruiser, but the AA defense of 43, it really only jumps up by 50%, and then the way the anti-aircraft fire works, the priority sector adds 50%, and the anti-aircraft cooldown adds 100%, but it adds 100% of the base, so will make it 86, but the 50% will still only be 21 added to that. So the AA defense isn't as super on this particular cruiser. But turning him into a sub-hunter opens up some possibilities. Now there is a drawback to this master plan of mine. I may not go anywhere near any subs. And I am highly likely to see enemy aircraft carriers. Let's take that off. I still want to go faster. Did I give myself camouflage? No, I did not. There we go. The ugliest ship on top of the water. Let's go see if we can find and sink us some subs. There's only one sub on the enemy team. That's the drawback of turning yourself into a sub-hunter. If nobody's playing subs, you're much less useful. However, the caveat to that, there's no aircraft carriers, so had I left myself as a anti-aircraft cruiser, I'd be completely useless to the team. Other than as a gun carrier, which
Stations.
the Russian naval rifle accuracy leaves a little to be desired. She's not very accurate. She's got a good range, but not very good pinpoint. I'm keeping my eyes open on this center passage. A human team would be very unlikely to come through here. An AI team has a very high likeliness of trying to put 2, 3, or even 4 ships through here. And of course, our sub started out in the center here. So their sub started out in the center. See our AI cruiser right there? Can tell he's an AI. He's got a colon as the first character in his name. Going straight for the gap. As is our human sub.
Enemy battleship detected.
We've spotted an enemy submarine.
Alright, having spotted that enemy submarine in the center, that's where I have to go. And just like that, the humans have completely outclassed the bots. Who are you? You are me.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly. Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes to port.
Where?
Our team has taken the lead.
Torpedoes astern. Enemy submarine sunk.
All right, Tia. Take care. Thanks for coming out. I can't believe I hit with 6 depth charges and didn't kill him. But I did end up killing him with the guns, so... Wow. That was really a close thing. The incoming damage was absolutely devastating. And this says he rammed me. He didn't torpedo me. I hit him. I didn't get credit for torpedoing him either. But that worked well. That worked really well. I mean, I survived, he didn't. So let's see if I set up a German as a sub-hunter. What his results will be. Now you see he's got a different layout. He's got 4 double 88s, so he's got 8 88mm guns. Still not worth taking that secondary battery firing range modification. Hydroacoustic Search Mod 1. Increases the action time by 20%. The action time is already 110 seconds, so that would be 22 seconds more. And I clicked on the wrong one. Definitely want that one. Do I have enough coal for it. Make yourself a better shot. Turn the ship into a depth charge machine. Now you see this, the AA defense, it's the same situation. But this gives me even longer with the hydroacoustic search. This gives me more charges, and again, less detectable. But now, this one looks like the right choice for our ship. Beezer Skyrim is a good game. I don't know as you need help in that department. Let's get ourselves I definitely want to be faster. I get one more consumables, reload faster, or AA. Gotta take the consumables on this one. These are really useless for the test server because they're really... I don't get to keep the commanders or the ships, so no point in picking those up. I'll tell you, the subs really are making this test server quite a different place. I intended to go into a random battle instead of a co-op, but oh well. We're facing a German sub. It looks like somehow our German sub has already caused damage to friendly players. We've got one guy who is...
Good luck and fair seas. Good luck and fair seas.
Now you'll notice on the rear end of this ship is where the double turret is. And she's capable of doing a 360-degree rotation. Once I'm spotted, I can expect the enemy sub to come after me, because I will be the closest quote-unquote capital warship.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Now everybody's aiming at me, so I'd better look for enemy vehicles that are hard to see, like submarines. Right, there's one.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes, direct front.
That one hurt.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
There go my depth charges. Not enough to kill the enemy sub, but he may be flooding. He is flooding. I may get him yet. He didn't have that much health left. Sink, buddy, sink. Sink. Don't get hit by torpedoes. Damn it. I wanted to sink you. Okay, our sub no longer has to worry about being anti-subbed by their sub. That's a French cruiser and a British cruiser. The French does not have depth charges. We are surprisingly close on points. See how the torpedoes are changing course? He's using his sonar on the enemy ship, and they're steering towards it, the sonar ping. Spotter planes are not able to see subs unless they're surfaced. So now you see that he stopped capturing as soon as he submerged. He needs to be above water to capture this point. Now what he's going to do here is start pinging that guy with his sonar. And you see his torpedoes are turning. That means that he's got a sonar lock. Each time he hits the same part of the ship with the sonar, the torpedoes get more accurate. And there goes that ship. Now he can surface and capture the point. It was gnarly, Beezer. It's... Oh. That was one of those things where I did take out a cruiser, and I would have taken that sub down if this guy hadn't torpedoed him. I'm not upset with that result, other than I took a torpedo I shouldn't have. I should have been paying more attention when the bot next to me got torpedoed, because that would have given me the time to maneuver and not take that torpedo in the side. If it wasn't for that torpedo, I would not have died when I did. Now, the Ranger does not have the dive bombers to go after a sub with, in my opinion. The British carriers have... I really think that ships that are sunk there should just be there. The British carriers' dive bombers, instead of having one or two really good bombs, have 5 bomblets under each arm, under each wing. So when they do their dive bombing run, instead of just a single bomb falling from each plane, you see a string of bombs coming out, and they hit a wider area. They do a lot less damage, but they're more valuable against submarines and destroyers because you don't have to be spot on to hit. Cruisers and battleships you can hit with the big armor-piercing bombs. I imagine these rocket planes are devastating to a submarine. Now, this is a game that I feel like the AI is playing unfairly. The AI knew where the sub was. He sent the planes to where the sub is. It's not like the computer doesn't know everything going on in the battle. So it's somewhat unfair of the AI. And notice, we have a cruiser, a battleship, and a carrier. And these rocket planes are circling to keep the submarine spotted, instead of going after another target.
Victory is in sight.
We can follow the torpedoes in. Now, we can't see the sonar pings themselves. But we can see the torpedoes' trajectory. Now, you see how they're shifting They can't run into each other. That's not possible. And he's hitting that battleship with his sonar right below the turrets. So all 4 torpedoes are trying to get in there. And he just did 11,000 damage. So a lot of what he did was torpedo belt. He should have aimed a different spot. Now here is where the AI is going to have a hard time. Because that battleship is not likely to move. He's stuck in front of that rock. So as we follow these in, they're still going to go on their full path until they run out of steam. He's still there. He's going to take 2 more salvos of torpedoes. Now when he gets spotted again by these torpedo bombers, probably, he should be below half health. And should still be stuck on that island. Our aircraft carrier is a AI, so there's no guarantee he's going to succeed in an attack. But he has 3 planes coming in. He only needs one of them to score a hit. And this time, he did a lot more damage. And now there goes the dive bombers. Not a good choice against a battleship. British planes. You'll notice that this is a late war design. The early war, World War II dive bombers were actually biplanes. I can't remember the name of this plane, but it's a little bit slower than, like, say, a Spitfire or a Hurricane. It's not a fighter, of course. It's a bomber. All right. Build preparation. I got. Wow. 5,000 doubloons plus a shipbuilding phase if I finish that one out. Our other human did almost nothing. That's really bizarre. Let me see what this mission is. Complete in any order. Mission available for 3 days. So I guess I have to get more missions done. But I've been doing this for just over 3 hours now, so that's my signal to thank everybody for hanging out with me for the up to 3 hours you spent watching me experience the submarines and play with the low-tier cruisers and relearn some of the mechanics in the game. I'm very happy to have brought it to you. It was certainly enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed it on your end. Tomorrow we will be playing Dragon Age Origins at noon U.S. Central Time. So please come on back. If you like what you've seen, please like this and subscribe. I hope everybody is doing very well this fine night, and I hope that you check in on your friends and family and make sure they're in good spirits. I see people are starting to get worried about a new wave of illness, so let's work together to make sure everybody stays healthy and safe. Until next time, I am Rob. Take care, everybody.